Hello everyone, this is Madhavi Karumodi, Assistant Professor in CSC Department. In this lecture, we will discuss about doubly linked list. So in the previous videos, we have already seen what are the categories of the linked list and what is a single linked list and what is a circular single linked list and its operations. Okay, so before going to the operations of doubly linked list, let me revise the what is a doubly linked list and how to represent the doubly linked list node structure. So first of all, doubly linked list means here each and every node in a doubly linked list contains two pointers. One pointer pointing to the next node and another pointer pointing to the previous node. So why we need to use this doubly linked list node structure is, or doubly linked list is, if you see a single linked list, in single linked list, we have only one pointer pointing to the next node. Okay, so in single linked list, we can always traverse only in one direction, in forward direction. Suppose if you want to come back to the previous node, there is no way there. That is the reason why we need to use doubly linked list. In doubly linked list, we have two pointers. Okay, one pointer pointing to the next node and another pointer pointing to the previous node. At any position, if you want to visit the previous node, you can come back. That is the main advantage of the doubly linked list. Let us see the node structure of the doubly linked list. Here the doubly linked list node structure contains two partitions. Okay, this first portion represent the previous node, address of previous node, and this middle portion is used for storing the actual data part. Whatever value you want to store in the node, that value we will store in the data portion of the node. And this third partition we will use it for storing the address of next node. This is the node structure of the doubly linked list, right? Let us see how to represent this node structure in the code, right? So here struct node, here we have three partitions. One partition I am using for storing the data part, and these two are the pointers for pointing to the next node and the previous node. Okay, so previous struct node star previous struct node star next. This is the node structure of the doubly linked list. Okay, now see one simple example how the doubly linked list look like. Okay, just assume that if your doubly linked list contains three nodes, like this. Okay, this is the first node. Just assume that this node is stored at address 200, 200 and 300. Okay, here I am storing 10, 20 and 30. Right? So here every node contains two pointers, previous pointer and next pointer. So this is the first node in our list. So first node we are calling it as a head node. This is the first node. There are no nodes before this. That is the reason why previous part of first node is always null. And the last node in the list, next part contains null value. That means this is the last node in our list. There are no nodes after this. Okay. So next partition points to the null value. Now see, this is the first node and this is the second node. First node next part contains address of second node. What is the address of second node? 200. And this is the second node. Second node, previous node is 100. That is 10. Okay. So second node previous part contains address of first node. Second node next part contains address of third node. Third node previous part contains address of second node. This is the way of representing the node, doubly linked list. Okay. Always doubly linked list contains two pointers, one pointer pointing to the next node and another pointer pointing to the previous node. Let us see, suppose you are at second node position. If you want to go back to the previous node or first node, then with this previous link, you can come back to the first node. just assume that if you are in the last node position, if you want to go back to the first node, then with this previous link you can go back to the second node. From second node you can collect the first node address from the previous pointer. So with that you can move to the first node position. So here in doubly linked list, two-way communication is possible, but in single linked list only one-way communication is possible. That is the advantage of doubly linked list over single linked list. Right? Now see, this is the representation. If you see the operations performed on doubly linked list, operations performed on doubly linked list. Not only doubly linked list, in any kind of linked list, we can perform insertion, deletion operation, display operation, traversing operation, or counting the number of nodes in a list, or finding the length of a list, or searching for the element in the list. These are the major operations that we can perform on any kind of linked list. Okay, but generally we will see insertion, deletion and display operation. So in this video, I will explain how to insert the node in the doubly linked list. Suppose if you want to insert the node in the doubly linked list, we need to think, or we need to decide where to insert the node in the list. Whether you want to insert node before the first node, or you want to insert the node after the last node, or you want to insert the node in the specified position. So these three cases we need to see. Similarly, in the case of deletion also, if you want to remove some node from the doubly linked list, you have to think which node you want to delete. Whether you want to delete the first node or last node or the middle node. So those three cases you have to check. Suppose if you want to if you want to print the contents of the node, then from the head node you have to traverse each and every node. While traversing, you can print the contents of the nodes. So that we are calling it as a display operations. These are the major operations that we can perform. Other than these three operations, we can also perform search operation, and we can also perform length operation. Okay, so there are many operations that we can perform. These are the few operations. Let us see the insertion operation of I want to insert the node in the beginning of the list. So whatever value I want to insert, I am passing it as a parameter. Okay. So if you want to insert some value into the list, first we need to store that value in the node. So for that we need to create the node structure. So here I am taking new node, name as temp. Okay, and I am allocating the memory for the temp node. Struct node star malloc size of struct node. I have explained about this statement many times in the previous videos. If you are not clear with this, you can visit previous videos. Okay, so here I am creating the node structure, temp node. So when these two statements are executed, one node structure will be created. One node structure will be created with the name temp. With the name temp. Okay, now I want to put some value in the data part of the node. So temp to data equal to value. So temp to data equal to value. So here suppose I am placing 5. So that 5 will be stored in the data part of the node. Initially I am inserting this node as a single node. So that node previous part and null previous part and next part I am inserting with a null value. So temp equal to temp previous equal to null, temp next equal to null. Okay, why? Because before inserting the node into the list, we don't know whether the list contains elements or not. That is the reason why I am thinking that there are no nodes in the list. Okay, in that view, I am placing the null value in the previous part as well as in the next part. Okay, just assume that if there are no nodes in the list, so here there are no nodes in the list. So if there are no nodes in the list, our inserting node will be the first node as well as last node, right? Okay, how to check whether the list is empty or not? Suppose if your head pointer is pointing to the null value, that indicates that list is empty. Okay, if list is empty, our inserting node will be the first node as well as last node. You just write that condition also here. If head equal to null, that indicates that list is empty. List is empty. If list is empty, our inserting node temp will be the head node. Okay, that means our node will be the first node as well as last node. If it is our first node previous part contains null value, and if it is the last node next part contains null value. Anyway, that I have inserted here, I have written here. Okay, so this is the condition for checking whether list is empty or not. Okay, just assume that if your list is not empty, else case. Okay, see here already we have some elements in the list. Just assume we have some elements in the list. So here two elements are there in the list. Just assume that there are two elements in the list, and this is 100, this address is 200, and this is the last node in the list. So next part is null, and this is the second node. So second node previous part contains address of first node. First node next part contains address of second node. Previously this is the first node, so null value, and this is the head node. Just assume that there are two nodes in the list. Now I want to insert my temp node, beginning of the list. So if you want to insert this node at the beginning of the list, what we need to do? We need to connect this temp to the first node. Okay, that means in previous temp next part, we should replace this null value with the 100. So this link we need to establish. Okay, and if you insert temp before head, previous of head will be replaced with the temp address. Just assume that if your temp address is 50, that 50 should be there in the previous part of the head node. Okay, if you store 50 in the previous part, automatically the connection will be established between head and temp node. Okay, these are the two links we need to establish. After that, after inserting this temp node, now this is our first node in the list. Okay, that is the reason why we should move this head pointer to our new node, that is head node. We should make our node, newly inserting node, as head node. So these are the three steps we need to perform if you are inserting node in the beginning position. Okay, so just write those three statements. What we are doing here, first we are storing previous head node address, means head node address in the temp next part. So temp next equal to head. Okay, and in head previous, we need to store address of temp node. When this statement is executed, this link will be established between head and temp. With this, these two connections will be established. Now after insertion, our temp is the head node. So make our node as a head node. So temp equal to head equal to temp. Head equal to temp. So these are the three statements for placing our node in the beginning position of the list. Close the else block and close the begin function. Right? If the list is empty, our element will be the head node as well as last node. If list is not empty, our node next part we need to store the previous head address, and head previous part we need to store temp address. After insertion, our node will be the first node. So we should assign head to the temp. So this is the way to insert the node in the beginning position of the list. Let us see the insertion at the end of the list. see the insertion at end. Void insert end. Whatever value I want to insert, I am passing it as a parameter. So as usual, first declare the pointer for the node. Struct node star temp. Temp is our new node. So allocate the memory for the temp. Temp equal to struct node star. Many times I explained these statements. That is the reason why I am writing quickly. Size of struct node. Okay. Now whatever node you want to insert, place the data in the data part of the node. Temp to data equal to value. Initially, our temp previous is null. Okay, because we are not yet placed our temp node in the list. Okay, our node is the ideal node. Okay, so that is the reason why temp previous is null and temp next is null. Now check whether the list is empty or not. If the list is empty, our inserting node will be the first node as well as last node. So how to check whether the list is empty or not? If your head pointer is pointing null value, that indicates that list is empty. So if head equal to null, just print the statement as list is empty. If list is empty, our inserting node, that is temp node, will be the first node as well as last node. Is it clear with this? Now see, second case. If your list is not a null, if you have some nodes in the list, okay, see one example. Suppose here I have 2 nodes in the list. This is my first node, head, second node, okay, just assume that there are 2 nodes in the list. Now I want to insert my temp node. At the end of the list. Okay, here I am storing the data in the data part. Initially I am placing null value in the previous part and next part. Okay, so now I want to place this node in the end of the list. So if you want to place this node in the end of the list, what are the connections we need to make? Previously, this is the last node. This last node next part contains null value. Okay, now I need to connect this node to this last node. So this null value I should replace with this temp address. Okay, I need to connect this node with the temp. So for establishing this connection, we need to replace that null value with the temp address. Alright. Now once this connection is established, now there is a node before temp. Okay, this is the temp previous node. That is the reason why this previous value of the temp should be replaced with the 200. When you replace null with 200, automatically this connection will be established. So this is the first link and this is the second link. So these are the 2 links we need to establish if you want to insert or if you want to place node at the end of the list. Let us see how to write the code in the program. So if it is in the diagram, we know that second node is the last node. So directly we are inserting temp to the last node. But in the program, how to identify the temp last node? If any node next part contains a null value, then that indicates that node is the last node in the list. So with that logic, we need to find out the last node. Once you find the last node, then last node next part we need to insert temp, and temp node previous part we need to insert last node address. Alright. So how to pick that last node? So here logic is, we need to take one extra pointer for traversing till the end. Okay, here I am taking one pointer PTR. Initialize this PTR with head address. That means place your PTR in the first node position. Now start comparing. While PTR next not equal to null, when PTR next equal to next becomes null, whenever you reach the last position, last node next part contains null value. Okay, suppose if your PTR next is not null, that indicates that PTR is not the last node. If PTR is not the last node, move PTR to the next position. So PTR equal to PTR next, right? See this condition here, PTR next. What is PTR next? So initially PTR is 100. Now PTR next is 200. So 200 is not equal to null. So move PTR to the next position. Now PTR comes to the second node position. Now PTR address is 200. Now PTR next. What is PTR next? Before insertion. Okay, actually this we have established. Okay. Now what is the PTR next? PTR next is now null. Okay, here condition satisfied. If this condition, suppose here PTR next not equal to null, but here PTR next is null. This condition failed. If this condition is failed, we will come out of this loop. Okay. So whenever the PTR next is null, that indicates that we found the last element. Now to this last element, we need to attach the temp node. So how to attach this temp node? In PTR next, just now I explained these two connections. In PTR next, this null value we should replace with the 300. Okay. And in temp previous field, null value should be replaced with the PTR address. Right? So write those two statements in the program. In PTR next, we should store address of temp node. So PTR next equal to temp. And in temp previous, we should store address of PTR. So these are the only two connections we need to write for linking or for adding node in the last position. Right? So this is the code for inserting node at the end. Let us see how to insert node at the specified position. Okay. Suppose if you want to insert one node after 10. Okay. Or suppose if you want to insert some node after 20. Okay. How to identify that location and how to insert node in the specified position. Okay. See that case also. Okay, here I am assuming that there are few nodes in the list. I am assuming that there are few nodes in the list. If the list is empty, we know the concept. If the list is empty, our inserting element will be the first node as well as last node. But here I am assuming that there are some nodes in the list. This is the first node. Always first node will be the head node. First node previous part is null. First node next part is second node address. Second node first part previous part is first node address. Second node next part is third node address. Third node previous part is second node address. And third node next part is fourth node address. And fourth node previous part is third node address. Fourth node is the last node in our list. So next part contains null value. Okay, let us see the insertion in the specified position or insert after specified element. Okay, whatever element you want to insert, you just pass it. Okay, here also same. Whatever value you want to insert, first we should place that value in the node structure. So for creating the node structure, first declare the pointer for the node structure, then allocate the memory for the node structure. Struct node star malloc size of struct node. Okay, first store the data in the data part of the node. Temp to data equal to value. Okay, so when the statement is executed, some data will be stored into the data part of the temp. Now initially I am inserting temp previous as null value and temp next as null value. Okay, here temp previous is null and temp next equal to null. So here I am not showing what is the case if the list is empty. Okay, already I have explained in the previous cases in insert begin and insert end. Now I am not showing if the list is empty case. Directly I'll explain how to place this node in the middle position. Okay, suppose if the list is empty. Okay, anyway I'll write it. If list is empty, head pointer points to the null value. If head is empty, if list is empty, our inserting element will be the first element as well as last element. Head equal to temp. Suppose if this is not empty in this case, then we need to find out where you want to insert. Okay, that location also we need to find out, right? So what I am doing here is I am passing location also as a parameter in along with the value. Okay, so here I am passing location also, or I am passing the element after which element you want to insert, that element also I am passing. Alright, now just assume that I want to insert my temp node after 30, after value 30 or after element 30. Here my element is 30. After 30 I want to insert temp. So first of all I need to find 30 in the list. Then we can establish the connections. So how to find the 30 in the list? So for that we need to take one extra pointer and we need to move that pointer from head position to the element position, to the specified location. Once you find the element, then you can establish these connections. Okay, so for that here I am taking one more extra pointer, PTR. Initially I am initializing this PTR with the first node address, that is head address. Why? Because from the beginning we need to compare whether our element is found or not. Okay, that is the reason why I am initializing PTR with the head address. Now what is the PTR? PTR is pointing first node. Now write the condition. While PTR data, here we are comparing with the data of the node, right? So data part of the node. So while PTR data not equal to our element, then what we need to do? We need to move our PTR to the next position. PTR equal to PTR to next. Just check this condition once. Here what is our element? 30. I want to insert new node after 30. Right? Now see, I need to find out the 30 in the list first. So first I am verifying PTR data. PTR data is now 10. So 10 not equal to 30. If that is not equal to 30, what we need to do? Move PTR to the next position. So PTR comes to this second node position. Now again I am verifying the condition whether PTR data is not equal to element or not. What is the PTR data? 20. 20 not equal to element 30. Condition satisfied. If condition satisfied, we'll enter into this loop. So PTR equal to PTR next. So PTR comes to the next position. Now PTR data is 30. 30 not equal to 30. Condition failed. That means that we have identified the element in the list. So if this condition failed, we'll come out of this block. Okay, that means if you are coming out of this while loop means we found the element. Now once you found the element, you need to connect this element with the temp node. Alright? So once you find the element, we need to disconnect two links, and these two links we need to connect to our temp node. So directly if you disconnect these two links, automatically this 40 node will be separated from the list. So we should not do like that. What we need to do is, first we need to establish the connection with the temp to these two nodes, then we need to disconnect. Okay, so what we need to do is, first we need to connect temp to the 40 node. Okay, so how to identify the 40 node? If this is the PTR, this is the PTR next node. Okay, so now I want to insert temp between PTR and 30 and 40. So in 35 next field, we need to store the address of 40. So this null should be replaced with 400. So how to establish this connection? How to write a statement for connecting these two nodes? First, in temp next node, we need to store the address of, if this is PTR and this is the PTR next node. Okay, so we need to store address of PTR next. When this statement is executed, this connection will be established between temp and PTR next node. Now connect this temp previous with the PTR. So how to connect these two links? Here we should replace this null value with the PTR address. Right? So in temp previous, put the value of our address of PTR. Okay, now we have not yet destroyed these two connections. We have connected this temp with PTR and PTR next node. Next we need to disconnect these two links and we need to connect these two links to the temp. Alright, so how to disconnect these two links? First what we need to do is, in temp previous, suppose if you disconnect this one. Okay, so we need to identify, first what we need to do is, now first we need to disconnect this one. After that we need to disconnect this link. Okay, so for that what we need to do is, we need to store in this is the PTR and this is the PTR next, right? This is the PTR next. In PTR next previous, if you insert this temp before this node, in PTR previous field, we should replace this address with the temp address. Okay, we should replace that 300 with 350. Right? So that a connection will be established like this. And this connection will be disconnected. So how to write that statement? In PTR next to previous, we need to store address of temp node. Okay, previously in this node we have address of PTR. Now we should replace this address with temp address. So how to identify this node, this position? This is the PTR next. In PTR next, previous position we should replace with temp. So same thing I have written in this statement. PTR next previous equal to temp. Alright. Now this connection is established. Now this connection we need to disconnect. Okay. So for that what we need to do is, so in PTR next field, previously we have 40 node address, that we need to replace with temp address. So how to write that statement? So with that, this connection will be established. How to write that statement? In PTR next, we should save address of temp node. So these are the 4 statements for establishing connection between these two nodes with the temp node. Alright, try to understand these 4 nodes. First, in temp next field, we should save address of 40. So for that, temp next equal to PTR next. Then in temp previous, we should save address of PTR. So for that, temp previous equal to PTR. After that, in this node previous part, we should replace 300 with 350. So for that, PTR next equal to next previous equal to temp. Then in PTR next part, we should replace 40 node address with temp node. So ptr next equal to temp. So these are the 4 statements for establishing or for inserting node between 2 nodes or after specified the location. So this is the way for inserting the node after specified element. Okay, now we are placing temp after element 30. Okay, this is the code. So in next video, these are the 3 cases of insertion. Insertion at the beginning, insertion at end, and insertion in the middle or at the specified position. So in next video, we will discuss how to perform the deletion operation on doubly linked list. How to delete the first node and how to delete last node, or how to delete the specified node. Okay.